original television, original FM. Ignite media experience no ekoso. Tifita no pa we are kopem anwumber no. Ye wo gbese manche aboboa no nti sports for bedi dwuma adwa nhira etwa so tuamu akopem anwumber sanse nim se amamre ni amane ekoso nti no ye the side experience nyina ebema mo enedei nti ye besa akọ obiom na ebre na so se ye trase na ye toa enkomo a edi ho eso ye nyina nim se edufia da se a ye wo empenimfo ha ya ni omo ewo enkomodie enti ye wo counselor Lutrot ofi hanom sanso na amamansen aha omo ofi ha ye ba bedi enkomo na enkomo a ye ba bedi enie awade ene emu sikasem na ye ba bedi na ye bisa se oba ewo awade mu na wo bo ne bra enye ne sika wonya no eso ensonso a eya na ewo wa awade eno so enkomo a ye ba bedi eno no nti ebemo makwaba na yahwe eho enkomo no na yedi ye bisa se ema no bo mo brasa no mu nye sika ensonso be na nya wa awade no so wo mu se dia tresem ka se wo mu mro mo ho ase no sisika be ko mu nsam saa na ambrase no eya na ewo ho na ambrase no kra no enchiremu no ne eho nti ase no ene de he counselor Lutrot akwaba
ye no ho to say
nyame adaruma
ibi abakọ de
nyame adum
na wo no
and ose
ye no na bisa se de na wo no
o kafra ye no me no ibi abakọ de
nyame adaruma ene na magaze da ya bensa de bia me hunu na ewechiri sampa so da me hunu na ono wechiri
na wanim
nti na yesha
that's it na eme de say wechiri na wanim se menta me nije ewechiri se nim ho so wo echiri na wanim dia ana wanim na wechiri dia na se me na me bo wachi dom ya me shira ade a entensi ni se menya bema mama na ye Friday show say esa na me weekend ni na ye ba se bisa esa se nufu oni I know fast one him the fly am say radio show weekend is diluted and you say bia Friday all night can see bi gire mu pa
be kwa sare a
ene bi
kama se bibia
ene bi ti bi enu ye demo ankanaka ye fire ko jidai I dey no so bisa na me share the whole of the week. You see, a young man went to church and unfortunately forgot to turn off his phone to silence. And while the pastor was preaching, his phone rang so loud that took attention of the whole service. He was rebuked by the pastor. The members of the church hooted at him. Everybody spoke, including the wife. This is your careless life. When will you even be careful? Every day I tell you, say this. He became very depressed. He was not able to go home. Then a friend invited him to the bar. Because he was depressed at the bar, when they brought him the drink, mistakenly, his hand hit the glass of beer, broke the glass, and spilled on everybody. All of a sudden, then they rushed to him. Are you hurt? Sorry. Sit down. The lady in charge of the bar came and said, we are sorry for what just happened. It happens to everybody when they can't spill their drink. Get a complimentary drink. And what is Charlie sorry? It kept saying sorry, And the story said, ever since this guy was welcome at the bar,
he hasn't left.
He has never gone back to the church, but has stayed in the bar. The moral lesson is that we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And if one makes a mistake and you find out that you are the one who have not yet made your mistake, keep it in your mind that your shouting, your screaming, your disowning doesn't bring them back, but might lead them to go to somewhere else. Because God created all of us with something. And if anybody tells you that what God gave to you, he will ever take from you, the person is a liar. Whatever gift God gives you, he doesn't take because he has too much. That is why you see someone with a nice voice singing a song you call a worldly song. Why is he not singing a gospel song? That's greed from the point of view from the church. Whatever God gave you will never die. You are a man, you will die as a man. You are a woman, you die as a woman. And whatever God put in you as a man will go. That is why I asked earlier on before we started, have you seen a fish going to learn swimming lessons before? Because the swimming ability is imbibed in a fish. Ladies and gentlemen, as a man who is in charge of a home, how dare you allow a woman to use her money to manipulate you?
What is the move? What is the move? Oh, mama, crap, now to see me.
Let me see a shot here.
There we are. I
sorry. I just form my quaba. Now the emotion who I mentioned you. After my chair, I said, Matthias, you're not yet. The emotion of TV was in there, but I'm here. What?
I'm a guava. Viviaboko. Hey, now, Ziziana, councillor Tissimi. The whom be assembly and fan shasha cry. There is only man a quabo. And on my and fatu come.
Aye, yes.
Do what is but as somehow or shas, no. And you know, Quanswan, send no crown.
I said, no, but there will be a bossy to come. Meno, Miss me view. The feel say, a man where you almost say. Leadership, a men koyon. Leadership, there are elements to it. A total leadership, be a we a Jumani be. That would demand be a total leadership, no, Criti Jumano. It's me the man crofom me. So, war and crofobit me, I am Criti Jumadi Abuawa. And I say a skill job, cry, even more skills the same one, you may be one as a leader. And so to make our systems move, that will share your best foot forward. I need leadership strategies. Your strategic leadership and your leadership by Juma. It's also what type of leadership no way no. We said you be said develop. So homes be over. One kwa now last week in America. Maybe say so we a bema wo person will run home no me many day home no ube 6 months. Because a near man ye me person me and baby a person didn't parano ko baby I didn't near my for the challenge. Pressure nation. Into Saul lead such a home as the someone who had near many behaviors. Say, I'm a brother. I want one way. Sassy where you're cooking, yes, and we are near the end and a war behind it. And the Metan had in my also over and what I mean, that's all aspects of leadership, and that aspect of leadership still even comes to earnings. Maybe you're here. Let me a Nisika. Misika the bit me a boy, me maybe. Go by your leadership and by your invitation and by environment I will create. You know, so many resources were now feel some resources were a bit near director this person at the Abua family business, you know, by the kind of leadership you do, you can. But there are certain things that you have to be in place as I was started. For example, one to me, that's where the problem comes. Bimisika will come with strategies. Strategies as
it is a Wusika Bay Juma, was a money dear no so ye Juma.
Oh, Nessa Bimisika, Wusika da baby Homia. Obama means many activities with the papa da baby home. And don't be can be in some of the homes. And it's any flash, ya don't be any atina grown as any tear. There is leadership by war actions. There are leadership and Tinipani, I'm the leader. Hey, ho. But leadership need to have a strategic movement. Or capre, or the capre in Nakoshim. What's now who Dina said in the Pacondi, the capre in Ashima, do a new. Also was sent for what's in the baby, was what I'm Jabba. A Jabba. Also was 30 years I did.
But I know na and Unia Bema Case Bema now ye three. Desania money was said yet. And says our more ban ye be. So Banny ye be pet. Now, ma, a train now way no, not we be all, and yes, I don't know.
Jimmy, my dear boy, leadership be away. I thought also, dear, I think, sir, and common baby, because it goes a memory you have one step aside. No, abobɔ ne nsa. Na afei wagya. That decision making no. Short ni nyinaa calling, including sikaye ni nneɛma ni nyinaa abɛdi me nsɛm. So we jam me, ma me select nyom dia asam di business no ana besa.
Mami ntie unia bema. Counselor. Mami ntie wasam no. Se na na opese o kan.
Yes, pass o twa be so. Dog akwaba. Na awade na ye di hu nkomo no. Ye wo ba wale for. We have a wife and we have a woman in marriage. Every man wants to marry a woman, not a female. If we still continue to marry females, this will not be a problem. But once we are marrying women and making them wives, that is our challenge. And the Lord God created the male and female. And the female the Lord created brought to the male. And Adam said, she shall be called a woman. So when you are giving a female and you make her a woman, you might sail to the end. That is the plan of God. But unfortunately, when God gave Adam the female to manage, she became a woman instead of a wife by focusing on what Adam was not focusing on. Why will Adam leave the tree and keep going round?
But say your man adwuma oye. Want to me hwe baako. O hwe ye say efe bobetro no ye ne ono o hwe so.
Na so oba
you want to me tena faako hwe baako.
Oba no nti ase se ukwa wo ba wo bre adua we si odo sa kanka se wani abie. E pobi si wo san ho. Nyame no ye wan. Unya na de no amen. And no see as a man could do you and your banity one. Now, Gina, and yet, dear bear money, you know, and yet, dear bear money, yet. The focus of the wife is not what the husband was doing to win bread to the house, but the focus of the wife was what is he not doing?
Improvement to the strategy.
Looking for what you are not doing to nail you there as if they want you to be what they have recommended. And that is the problem of wives who have become women. If you allow a woman to make you, if you allow a woman to cultivate you, among all men, you are useless. That is why a woman who doesn't have the power to manipulate you says you are arrogant and you are selfless. And the only way they can manipulate you is when kakraba was some. Kwame now and now can say me money me ya come akuma mu ya me kru de. Na me trust ma won kwa bontin go guye ni mase 30,000 mama de mam se me fa anya ade bi ma no em so nyamba aga no be use nti me bese na kan bi mu 10 ma na me srahwe ma ngu me ni mase ogwa ono ani sika. She want to manipulate you. It is not wrong for a woman to have money, but it is wrong for a wife to place money between or any the husband. Now, no matter how much your wife has, their home is run by what you have. What the game say? And the offer of good must it started. What brought the end of marriage in the garden was when Eve was focusing on what Adam was not focusing on. In the first place, God distracted Adam with marriage. He was focused until they brought Eve. And when Eve came, Adam was still forcing to concentrate on the assignment of God. God never called Eve for worship. Every 3 o'clock, he comes to call Adam. That was easy a problem to Eve. Now, then, and I want to that is why he came and asked the devil, did God say you shouldn't eat? He knows the day you eat, your eyes will open. He knows the day you eat will be better than what you are doing. He knows what we are living in. We are living in abject poverty. We are down for you see powder kakreyi. We are bare manati when it's not for your gain, it's for their selfish thoughts. So immediately they have money and they know you don't have what they have, they will manipulate you. Now sika san ko bobo sen abontimen je oba bosia eso babo bosia ko si da bewu obe kai wo sa o de say
no yo musu
antuni etimenje eso bi dia na say asori dem And our body and I made do money by my papa and need that one. Me fe bibi ansie no. Me run a tia mu bisa no. Se bwana menya me the man asawe dia mother say ne no. Your wife is
But say ebi o di adanse no.
This is a foolish testimony.
Odi adanse na mama phone say.
It is a foolish testimony.
Submissive. You only be an
This is not submissive, this is pride. What is submissive? I'm telling people in the church. And as a wife, when you get money, give it to your husband. Ask Papa. Every money I get, I'm saying it before all of you and God. I give it to him. That's a foolish statement.
And there's a matter I said, and I say, unshare na soa. I'll bet me a boss brana without Obana, and so Ukosa.
And what is poverty doing around love and marriage? Are you sick? Are you okay? That you can't feed yourself 3 square meals a day and you are looking for a person to become your wife. Are you okay? She told us here that the time that the handsome man came to her, I want to marry you. She gave the handsome man orders. I want to raise my children dual. They should have dual citizenship. Can you carry my children to America? Can you make me give them in America? Can you make sure that you buy a house for me in Ethiopia? Can you make sure that every 3 months I see my leg and do and buy, doing and buying? Can you be confident? This is the protocol. And somebody had the capability. It is not the format of marriage. I say that a wife should not marry a man because of his reserve. Marry a man who can provide today, not tomorrow.
That is another thing which is a good of.
And that is their problem.
And America, we were wired so different.
We don't care about your wiring, but I'm saying that in your wiring, when you have money, don't think you have become the head. And let me do this before she comes in. She says that if you are a leader, appoint others.
Yeah.
People don't appoint themselves.
Yeah.
If you are a leader, don't allow people to appoint themselves.
You appoint them.
Yeah.
And anytime people are crying for appointment, denounce them of the appointment.
But they can lobby.
See?
And almost lobby are still now.
People will lobby, but if the discretion is still at your point. What are they lobbying with?
But that's true.
Their breasts,
That's what
their buttocks, their money, a higher authority. I tell people that if you are fighting a certain demon who cannot fight you, they will report you to a higher demon who can fight you. So be careful. So when people are lobbying, they are lobbying with what power? This is a note from His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He asked me to come and see you. Look at the level of lobbying to Original TV. That Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, has spoken to the owner of the company to employ George Luchot. How far is your no from reality? Are people not in this country who are round pegs in square holes in this country? Don't you have people who have gotten government appointment who doesn't know A from B? They are giving lecture and they have to be corrected. Is it not there? Don't you have leadership people? So I'm saying that in the first place, before you think of using Amber's point, Mina Manuel didn't use to me. Be careful, she's not going to speak like she's the one leading.
So that's important though.
So whoever you have not raised, don't appoint. I repeat, whoever you have not raised, don't appoint, because who you raise you can manipulate, who you raise you can control. Leaders are not controllable.
And that's how they were there. Another year they own. Oma raise your appoint home.
And I said, no. And I be more they were raise your more appoint you. No one no disloyal to him. But that's because no more jumano. On your move fitty, you move fitty. Everyone say no party to Lomo to the fear with Nima. Or Chiawa mo to say, Mongoto Pedumra, Mongoto Bodiambra. So you lead in leadership, you want to be confident on who you put at a place by a phone call. They will place your phone call more important than the assignment they are doing. How do I employ you at right now? You are sitting here on Original TV, hosting a very important show. Then the owner of the company tells your director, let the guy sitting in the chair leave just now. Then they tell him the talk back. Don't wrap up. Leave the set. Then I'm waiting. It's my image. On your image. Whose TV are you sitting on?
But also
that is the problem. So when you give them small space, they tell people that my husband is foolish. So before you hand over leadership to them, because they have money. But
say intimate your money now.
But
authentic.
Basa ebinum wɔ hɔ a nsusuya wɔ mu ntɛm kakra o.
Push your bias on Brasia, Yentia, Manyaska,
Mamintia.
And Sasa,
Amanjeza ya musical.
What he said is a lot of things. Leadership is by qualification. There should be some capacity building. Boys, you didn't grow high, my man. No, don't know your voice.
Yeah.
So we are boy now starting Juma. I won't be no one pay, papa. You will look stupid because you don't have the capacity.
Someone's more pay, and I'm
well, I don't know. Say almost pay. Man, the categories will know.
Was it Munina?
Was he now fundamental? There may be true.
Munina,
and you know, the person. Oh, that's it again. What I said, the catch was here wiring is different. Maybe wiring is about me well-being. My well-being and our well-being. Well-being.
Until Wodiaba, now Maba.
Second.
And Bemania,
different women, different. Some people are very.
All of them. When I take a picture with them, they bring the children between the two of you.
But well-being. Maybe well-being projection is completely different, and that's why they are passing Yankopon in his wisdom. Emma Obani or Bema CMA, because the wiring and programming is different. More. You will look at the here and now. You are focusing on the immediate. I had that from here. See a jam monkwasa monkwa or china, you will be a bayas. George, people have seen.
Drop.
See about it. Ye jam was someone.
Oh, come, Kawadia.
Or china. Yeah, we need ye.
Oh, come, Kawadia.
May so be one way. May yeah, imagine some person did in a china comedy. Woman made it. I'd rather send a comedy in there. China. Then you be exactly. May you prepared send me my commandment. They deny me a delayed gratification.
I want to see what
you delayed gratification and then instant gratification. But Sanya money SSC at Sempany for the longevity of a family. Say me the hope. Now my fat breaks down to me a dinning in but also win the hope. Now means one for me and then so my commanding in pursuit of fortune. And so, Nipa no SSC a din kita e di niema sisi di niema to kwam me di media bi ba kwam o ye niema bi mefro omira ye wo ye die maybe who ni say wo be wura do tie masem na kokotwen ho e to da wo hwe niema ni ya no na ma ye okay di nyansa wo mpam ti ase pa na mo having looked at it say the yebeko because and as I said last week Mr. Memiji wudi we feel so we ni nyansa Nimsa Sama Woyeno, the Woko, a Beko, Mintias Yakuda, Winyansa is suprema, Lady Witch. Send you the question with authority or question with wisdom, Kakrevi. Send never been to Yakuboso or Qua, who has started a water to no energy. When you have capacity, when you are leading, who follow you easy crack. We knew we are saying, so would you be a Odimba Biawachi? Because you have assurance that baby or door is leading to a destination you want to go to. But would you be actually don't know when you show this? What baby? Hey, I'm a sign with Chini Uncle. Hey, you drew next junction now. What we could miss me because baby, I did kind of.
What did you because what that's also no
the capacity building is so important in this leadership conversation we have. When him say you training for leadership.
One
I catch also a leader.
The one a big chair was
no papa the community you grow up in. Said you invested in Obadi or Obadi so you need to be a wife material 4 years. But leadership qualities now a memano. In most of these circumstances, into you are an incompetent
families be or how to say or much lefty. Busianum
baby, I am leadership. The Yamu to Yafran, so the baby leadership. 2 3 Yamu to Yafran, them do a chiba, them to be tapping, number Mama swap pipe, may do a chiba, number bra. Next junction, no, go 70 junction, but I'm a help. Maybe I saw could do very you have to inside there is an element of competence. As a leader, the nipper lose faith in you are following you is impossible. And also
my issue is what she's saying sounds right, but doesn't sound right for me in relationship. Because from my preamble, I'm sure I say everybody makes mistake.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for wives, your mistake will be held with you till your last born becomes 80. Oba, ebo abaso said that, baby, I tell you, me could dream me ba, me break crow, na me shira wo, na mama say, na me shira no why. Oh papa, oh papa, abeka ha yeti.
Unam na nkrama po no de hu.
Oh papa, oh papa. Bisa ne say ya ba ha na asase say, na ye teku. Oh papa to asase mi ensa ha bisa ne say, den na ba e. Where ya kisui? Me na me go to force buy di me sabol say no one go to amia me jawa here. Now what am serious 35 years ago.
Aye no correct. George, you're not correct. Question that we said, Mammy, wedding.
Hear what the woman is saying. The woman thinks that it is her who pushed you to come and start the building. That's a lie. I have a plan. But you
but consul, I said no your musuno mobanyo.
And I'm saying so
you can't run away from some musuno.
And the banner money feel says she is in charge. So you give her one step, she's taking 20 steps. I have decided.
But does it matter who is in charge in this animal? Does it matter?
A system, a marriage that you don't have anybody in charge is no more marriage. And I say it every day on this show that what am I saying makes sense, but it is becoming relevant when there's no more marriage.
Interesting. So what?
Anytime I said you be say now why didn't you hope you? And I'm a shell of national right. We see if you can move.
Oh, what did you? Hey, now crash and burn. Why they be crash and burn?
You know what I'm saying? Because if you are going to die, let's die together.
Hey, brah.
Oh. And you're now.
Case now it is.
Say, you may who are you womb.
What they heard what
And I'm just saying, you may who are you womb. Now to care you. Me kai say alado dancing. Now you gata. And I can't be tea free. Driver ni na kokoto na driver no tea free here dodgy traffic. Na tea free alado no e ba down. And I met tea onu kase onya sese no bie can no
too free
no giant. And your giant sagri do free and driver ni boko sa ye do alado junction na fire. And I can't buru na giant. And I kwani da one tia finding say we. Or no or two move there a giant will can and I
onu mo ko praye
na driver ni dia ko save land because and like you say I have seen the accident coming. I am making provision. I see the problem with wives is that they are too much focused on future. And I mean him said that me Bobo said me comment ne ama me that.
That's our wiring.
Oh baby o wale no person comment ne Emma the dachi biano or what been female wale no.
I didn't know what.
Person wale na febo.
Enaka.
Nanka person wale jayana.
O say.
Nanka person wana ujano.
Na wale tintin so yede kwaji den.
Esa.
Njense se ya no o ware a onya sa ware.
Forever. But me say agina yede chichi wa kwa wade forever no. Is one. The other pushing you to punish you in future. The other pushing you to depress you in future because see ekwana ye to no baby a yede kwan to ne ko no nyama sisi wo kwan so bebre ye enche ne ye refi enye say ye wa refi o but it is a deliberate effort to focus on where we are going than where we left. We don't know the future. Nobody knows future. We know the past. We know the present. But when you are with them, they create a future for you as if they want you to go to heaven before you die. And that is their mistake. That is why they focus on, and they want to push you there. So when they get money, you are in trouble.
So how do you prevent them from getting money?
Nobody can.
They are your helpers. So
never prevent them.
When Abrabo na yetu wa unim say yenim. Bibi ebetime si. Say I empower mo na bibi si a wo mo be boa ya ye be ye ne den.
That mistake na me den ne besi.
Yenim bibi ebetime si.
Ati wonim dia wo de hihye ne den mo se bisa Nyankopon say. O say who are you, the first man on earth, to ask God, what is your name?
Councillor, my course.
What does it? The first man to ask God, what is your name? He met God. Everybody goes to God and obey what God says because they have to obey. The first man ever to ask God, what is your name? And what did God say? Tell them, I am that I am. I will be who I will be, and I am forever who I am. So the God we are talking about, if you make your husband your God, he can provide in the present, he can provide in the past, he can provide fight in the future. If a man focuses on this mentality, you will not listen to them because they are making money to come and take care of you.
Mommy, family first caller.
Taking care of.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
And Bajo Udin and a bro no on here didn't come free.
But I'm going to tell you.
All right, you too. You too. And Bajo, you too. I'm line in yet 0200854255 with me a friend na wabaso. Na ya.
Anyhow, so you don't work skill. But you know, si cat no between shins in a good dear. Not si can do anymore. And your money.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
And Bacho Ding Nibro no on here didn't come free.
You're the minister, because of free satellite junction.
Minister, you too.
Okay, we can let you more and the support to Amamansen and you're the minister, because of free satellite junction.
And Bacho Ben tell who were television is on yes, sir. And moi and Commona Yedian, why, Miss Sawada?
But no one cry.
Aha, into.
Yeah, we see a minister, because of free satellite junction.
Okay.
Me support to Amamansen. As I'm okay, no, she's right.
That's it.
Yo, yes, we had that CP, but Councillor Lutrot said, we a Pema. Now we GD woo. Now GD said, we a Nyame, I will be soon. And there, and then say, what's our doubt in the BB Messi? We a Nyame, wow, we will see.
No, see, you are my Lord.
Aha.
And you're banning to me for Lord. No, see, for mistakes you have made. Now, when you're looking left, I'm looking right. And you say it is the right decision to
now
do.
you have
Mamma Fana Dakola. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Oh, my God.
Hello.
And but your men tell who is even so Juman, my why, I tell.
I just want you to QI.
Good morning.
And but your Udin and a bro no on here didn't come free. And but your tell. Joe. And Pacho, you Mattia da CP.
As JB will have my passions and the next one everything. Okay, I catch it, I will say. So walk. Then be who so in baby, I walk. You incite that confidence in me. Sometimes, Nippany be or her. Baby, I'll go anymore.
Nothing I was also good do be a woody baby.
We are saying now who's a baby could mean him.
And who super the Bama who's a winning baby?
So I tell men, and so we catch of it.
Who's the Bama who's a winning baby?
Says, who's he Cassan? Not so Bobusia. Well, me found
Mate. Hello, good morning. And Bacho Ding and a brown or the Edin Commofrey. You, yet, Wama.
But the things that councillor said, or bank account, or the councillor said, we shouldn't manage them on the things that to our present. We don't do that, the difference is that.
we want it.
Mate, obey you one, why? Yes, we had that CP.
Councillor, me and in the Maranam Maho quite saying, give me account. The meeting doors will send you account. I am not a fool. For me personally, I see it's foolishness to keep more money in the bank and suffer. True. I eat more than what is in my account. So if anybody follows me and I give up my bank account, I can run to 10 cities in my account. Because I am better off in this present than the future. Hey, sister, but I can't say about you. Where you carry money to a certain bank in this country, hoping for that because of a wife. I know marriages that have collapsed because of wives who engineer their husbands to carry certain amount of money to certain banks in this country
for the future.
Who today have no future. Keep bank, bank. me Sami was someone dinanka. Misiki na mreku di fisa bufi. Because the uni be or baby identity of Musika in your dear boom or your woman. I repeat, if you live with a woman that every morning she happens to see that this is money on your table, or be a drug on a scale woman, or be busa. That's what you have if you you can come for now. The person has civil service can be saying, what could you do now?
So I down for grand and down for Ben.
That's what's coming. And I see a Jimmy. Yet it's got a say Befia, Ama, Secam de Befia, no media, Kwame and Mamma, and the Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, because you deflate yourself. Let her wonder in her mind, is this money for her? And mind you, immediately the same money has come.
That's why you are not helping her psychologically.
But who says I can't?
So I'm man,
who says you can help any woman psychologically?
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But you when I chat so we didn't bro on here do come with
We are the last one that I say then get about me
I'm back to you. It's you.
The same with that I feel far no man papa no no and so councilor Kyle and for the you say we both side sometimes choice any for both sides any member choice because about them people to minister so
That's one.
If you you and about this, I go there, you want to look at money, dear, can too much. Money, dear, I will get Sana, and yet too much. About your place, trouble is no more. Would you never feel trouble, or your place, trouble is no more. Hey,
and yes, I've got what.
And yet, if your home, I have got a choice.
Matter.
Subaru, but the I have a man too much.
Matter. Yeah, that's it. I say some man so no. E kitu bi pe na abenya o system no say kakra wo ne nsam na still na obeye no ho so oba woni no okunu ti a obebu no ne sa anya ma. Yeah, 3 minutes a ye be so.
Oba ne kunti. Na say enkoti a ne kunu ba ya. See, I wanted to please my friends in your name. So I just bought this Pajero for myself. I want you to present it to me for them to know that you bought one for me. Akwe Jimmy. And the rubber, Balu saw Haniha, and driving could see the car park. And I say, tell blindfold him, bring it.
Oh, baby. Hey, baby.
I check. Hello, baby. I say we took out a car park. I'm so pressy. Bibi uncle in an engine lock. Hello, I say call your husband. Who? Does he even know the engine?
I said that.
Somebody call your husband. No, he doesn't know anything about such cars. Let me call where I bought the car from. She lost, and you know why she lost it? They are realists.
True.
I'm faking.
No, they are realists.
True that.
And when they decide, say they want to do, they can do.
True that.
And when they decide they don't want to, they win or share that. And here can I say no? Send on your bear and talk. And you're deep into question. And crowful away. Do you know I wish we went to get money? I want them to know how difficult it is to make hand destinies. And the band may be our more basic car.
And some never be our picky be no way. What I say, you started and come in that make us say, so we will lead it. Nasa winning baby I walk. Nasa be the watch here, easy. But in fact, winning baby I walk, it shouldn't be obvious to me. So winning baby I walk. What I say? So winning, and that's a mark of leadership. You can quake in your boots, but those who follow you must never see you shake.
So finding your ways and means.
And I will manage Simple, you are in a turbulent area. Now, yeah, adjustments and management, I should not see doubt in you because it's impossible to follow Obia.
And
I make a now when you better man, I mean, no, I mean, you nobody saying that you wouldn't have doubts. But as part of your management responsibility, you should not really feed off to yaka. I bet me a panic do it.
But I say almost you try to American. Never expose your weakness to your wife. I repeat, you can expose your weakness to a woman, but not to a wife. And I say this every day. If they put a woman down, they put money down. Which one would you chase? Chase money. You get them. If you chase them, you will not get money. Their money. You won't get your money. And when you get their money, they destroy you as a man. 0277 609 644. You write it before. Any me nyaging. Any ama nyaging. But for me, I'm 0277 609 644. Therefore, medasi.
Meso medasi pi ama ye medasi. Ye brena ye binti ye di esi. Ye be isi a.
What program is when next week? Let me have
oh, Woko.
Oh, Uko be maso.
So you see, the challenge we have is that yes. Okay.
Yes.
Right now, no. 10 minutes.
It's around 10:30.
Oh, okay.
But it was set up and all of that.
So 10:30 is okay.
So we can maybe 10:20 thereabout.
Okay, so 15 minutes time. Okay, so we are wrapping up. So, ladies and gentlemen, my producer says we are wrapping up early because we are going to urinate. No, but the challenge is that you see, there are too many bad examples with wives who have taken the steering. Like,
but don't someone the idea we are quite on to make us. One say, wives taking the steering. Okay, I say, come away. You start to say, you know, make catch there. We say a co-pilot is always on standby, waiting for when you don't have capacity. When you don't have capacity.
But I told you that
also depending on they lose capacity, but you don't exhibit the loss of capacity. The co-pilot will still watch.
Remember, I told you that. Never raise a co-pilot never use a co-pilot who have reasoned themselves to go for the training.
True.
Always use a co-pilot that you have brought.
And that's
the one who've changed.
So the fact that I'm amazing has all the money. Don't use her money for her to see you're using her money.
But even if you use my money,
so how do you do that?
One I will go and me establish me and I me when me wo ha and ya baby me free winning and ya building ya baby. So wo fa me who are because you are part of the raising of what I became. That we wish I mean and I said no ten. Once I am for baby cat me not. Who ya was skirmishes. Where jamming kwa because school cry when we am na me am akoma de na me help. Na me amako makopre makunya na me hwe that fe me nyamba bi tire wi a me wo kwa no wase aba na be ka kire me fa dem a e ho ye be accountability
but this is na azofo no bi tufo say o Jesus na ama e ka say o power up be bia sika wo no ye tu member no bi ufo sa
I so be bi
say o kwa akoba bia sika wo ne ade
ba ko ye nyina ye ngia etwa ne say obi ani ma wale
yeah.
And I mean, a program will discover the shame. When I'm some bad record, say, that program now, me sign here the same program, me come as me Takrali, me Accra,
yeah,
on the why married, why single. And I treated the topic I call red flag before marriage. Then I went back 4 years down the line. I've now realized, say, there are no red flags before marriage.
Why?
So I went back and I did another seminar.
Because as I did know, I think it was a red flag near there. I quite month for
So I went back and I did 7 days hotel. I went around this back again on my social media and I've said there are no red flags before marriage. Every red flag is seen in the marriage.
Interesting.
Because if you have not married before, you don't know anything in marriage.
Yeah.
And whatever you see before is not in marriage. And you cannot repeat what you have seen before marriage in marriage. So Sophocatus said, once you're not married, you're holding your hands together, you are going out together, don't stop it. Continue. They are fools. Listen to me. Whatever we did before we got married can never be repeated. Keep dating yourself. Are you serious? Me, they continue dating you. So people are fighting in marriage because every Friday is an outing day. And now every Friday it is becoming an all night. Every Friday is a prayer meeting. Every Friday is a certain TV show. I know that what you are doing, you don't love me like you thought you love me. The way you say you love me, you have changed. And everyone will tell you, yeah, it was a right flag because we're giant. Hear me. Who must still continue campaigning after winning election? The strategies we use in campaigning are different from what we use in implementing manifestos. So once election is over, campaign ceases. So if you are still waiting for me to come and give you matches,
but say no ebanisana e was say we use strategies ebema the winning team no and as ebema party na attractive na man for team.
So the attraction
aside the campaign strategy,
the attraction is the manifesto you join during the campaign. So the content of the manifesto is what you're supposed to eat now.
It's true.
But you are following the campaign strategy. There is a campaign team that is dissolved immediately after winning election. Mind you, if you win the election or you don't win the election, campaign ceases.
It's finished.
Whether you win the election
or you
lose the election, campaign has ceased. You go back for strategic planning for the next campaigning. And in your strategic planning, you study what didn't go right and what went right. So either you improve or you deprove, if there's a word like that. But I'm saying that some of them, even after marriage, still want to remain in campaign.
But sana de asho mutrimu.
But that is what
na ya chiro mamomo.
And I make a choice say our dear na omonimono omonko hoda. But our dear ni shishe no be enim. Ama me say wale.
And yenya achira yenya awade achira.
Yeah, actually say mafa hoda. So if you are Lisa Junction here, but you have 4 speed ramps. You have 8 Rambo streets.
Ebi amemfa ho. Memfa ho.
Me ka say ko fa ho. But say when you go at least one day be pet. Ebema won ka say ye. Abrante ka say e kwan we. En koma ye di ene no. 14 years ago on TV and on radio, many of then or joy. It was a fight, heated debate. And to me, I'm showing at the right time. Over the same statement said, Memo ba, and then I've been said, or the Obama a co-sharing, and my Bema near Bema. See me 2 foot to me, demo.
But I need the no correct.
And then, and Crawford demo, tell me one saying Saturday be a train with radio be so. Repeated them kind. Kase, I feel no more tia say what bema on your bema. And you know what say right 38 years ago. Or 7 years ago, no who said no, helping my husband is not going to cause the family to stand. So I withdrew myself 7 years ago, and my husband has been the most sweetest person I've ever. So 30 years was a waste. But she listened to me 14 years ago, she denied and fought me. She made a statement. No, I think it was one of the doctors I met here said, whatever you have not got a revelation about, don't fight it.
You know what is actually interesting about these things that Yedi Hunko, I think we talk about it lightly, but we shouldn't.
Yes.
Because one more mawari ye pa awari achem. On beka no krachero se ohu wuncho mu de woni ema bibiya. The razzmatazz, the flamboyance, the attraction, ebiko.
Yeah.
Do abeye ordinary.
Yeah.
And in the ordinary, metri too, to say ordinary. To also a mema bibria ware emano. Ube unsu wakofa bola bed binam crew.
Yeah.
The entio mokofa bola bed no emini. Mema wo igwa or pesa wo massage na we inflate.
That's it.
It's massa. Me and I'm told the animal. Me massage the animal inflated. What you say? Last week.
That was it.
Because you quite say me and I'm sad cleaning up amount. The massage the animal inflated.
What did they say?
And I want this to actually be heard properly. What it go home and cleaning. Yeah, massage the inflated. Me no shade any asemo. But the realities of interaction no aye and near maybe a mahu about you and near maybe a wadanich and I said make near maybe a miama one casacra ego no make crampas and massage. Why wouldn't him say maybe having my ego massage into the papa a brand abaya be or bogus here by him. Several a bed number no man £100. In your sementia because girl no £100 that. Wow, only the tablet, you know, or 100,000, also 500, £100 on my wedding. It's not a big issue. These are all reasons and situations around co-sharing that we don't seem to know about the impact of co-sharing.
And yes, Anka, and you're not to Diana or Barnetta, them and Netihano. Sanka no nebo.
I don't know.
Who won't baby.
I don't know.
Anna, Bema person in Chewa Demo. And no, you didn't dap down back.
Oh, bruh. I feel you, baby. I thought myself that because you don't know.
Because I can't say, Sana, now so proud.
Sana, Churchill, when I'm here,
so we hear about what on Shambre Noba. Look, if you learn how to live with your husband as a king, not because you are a queen, but one of the subjects, you will live long in the marriage.
Interesting.
But if you live in the same room with your wife, sleep in the same room with your wife, and the most common thing most men right now do is that they have a common phone call that wife can listen to. Me, I don't have anything like I'm a friend. Now I'm a so car no Bluetooth. Now I'm irritated. Me Jimmy is out.
Why?
And Amatu cannot disturb me with her phone calls. That is why when I call you and you mention my name, I feel like I do no communication. Hello, counselor. Are you announcing me to those who are around you? But then they follow the conversation. They follow on the counselor and the counsel. So there are people who you tell them, no, that's not communication. Hello, hi, I'm fine. How are you too? Somebody brought a case to me in the office, and the reason why he's fighting the wife is because there's a particular phone call that when the wife received, her face radiated with a lot of smiles. You will never back with a friend. You are sent on the name with or say, and maybe be as someone who may suspect it, say, or in panic go out. And my yak or where branch be or what Dubai. Reaction or the any case. The American said, who pursue in chair? Now, what do you see? Any chap of the mine is not forever and ever. But Namafu don't pen forever and ever. On pursue me in women want to stay long in marriage to praise God because they feel God in the beginning. They are still looking at the future. They are still looking for the future. You see, the baby tnas or Bible on an irritate. Let me be a course we now. So who yen and crowfoy dan cabas here, but you maybe yes, who only one be see our Eddie Bibi Bremudi. Sana say, maybe
I don't say yes, I'm finished about fire.
And what Bob Branso, we're chilling yet. Who call you know what say which
Bema, Opa, what you found.
But say what you found, win him the AC, but one person will mother caught side to be an I don't know how.
I check dear pa, I had my back, and yet the idea money that the money there. I'm not giving us it. 18 about the cell phone, G, the Oka in the Dutch, or we by a sign, or seed, or in young community, or say, for in my father's house, even the maid servant don't eat the food of the pigs. It was not about what he carried, it was about what is in the father's house. What am I seeing today? Can we focus on the present and stop this futuristic thinking?
Can we balance both?
If you balance, you will collapse.
Because you can you, but nobody want to live at the expense of a friend saying or how nature who do, but won't pet on your person obeje
but
say they be amode e person could jam
now see baby my and that o see baby my and that now ni ha dey be amuku
yeah me why
me dey say e man dey sika no me but be ma ojo ba sika men ji ni sika sika edin ni je. Number 2, no woman can ask a man for accountability. Accountability can be asked only by men in marriage. It is only a husband that can seek for accountability from a wife. A wife cannot seek for accountability. Yeah, throw out
terms and conditions.
with the many sound when me na tribia yaka benkum bo ani fani fansu bo na wo twa sa wo nim se wa chia me na me ya wo kon na ye tire me dwe wo sa me ntia se de bia afi bia beba ye betua danka na ayet wachi bi din man ko pe bia mba ye ntua me sira wo bosumi aketua na age ne den na wo de ye bobi mu media minimum ni say bosumi bia ye tua 4,000 Ghana na den na wo de ye ese fie ya yeti me mpo a me nkomba mpo me sika dɔɔso se wo de e ti kyerɛ me de wo de ye na afi bia ye kotua danka me presi
na say de ye no kre wo
oba bi osum tem bia ye manipulator et you the sunu kamusa na re ho aka ajo aka fra nya sa na me pedo adawi de ka me nko nka nyi se me betre me nya ye bo aka me si dem ba bia ma me no aka ko tere wo na one is 4,000 media and maybe na me ngole ni fees who say mama da form o yale diabetes e do me na me to who say papa so je twa ni na ba ku fi me na me to de enti 4,000 yi mo enti me so ka kire me say o mama no papa eni me wo yire na wo ni aba be kan wo ni me ba o mama no papa di sika wo nya bosum ni say yen ana
valid question
kweku na enti mama no be we de na se ye de be tena de emfa ho ana eya me ya pasa wade yi me di makoma na ba yo na ka me yeri na mafo de bia me di ma adwe na ba ya kana kanya me ni woni
Kam me kwa na
ya
da.
fa na drenko by the way ya fa na drenko so that
dokuma bro ni se na miskin yo ni se na miskin tie
ya pa o
me ya tu
ya ba na de sa huni
ma ya tu ma ya na ka be se kokko ma wai
So you go come and walk baby.
na me de why tu ma kasa
but so we saw the that's no parking onye tutum no ka park
so you see for women if you want to live with them and I've said to myself God please never allow me to know my wife to the fullest. I never want to know my wife completely. The day I know my wife fully, our marriage will collapse. I want to live in all her surprises.
And I want to be so be who sa.
Me po me nkyere no mu. Na brante bi na say nkyere na yere project bi a oye.
Oh, Lord,
A friend him say, so this project, who's really in charge of it for you? I said, which project? He said, the one you took me around to see. I said, you're doing. I said, I'll call you back. I said, I got you again. I said, yes. You thought I was busy somewhere. Which project? It's not mine. I told you. I'm overseeing it for George Lutrot. I thought you said it's yours. No. So when you said you important infinity, man, oh man, that channel.
Baba ni dey.
That channel.
That channel ni dey.
Who knew that? When they want to come.
Yeah, boy, when you this one, yeah, me ask. Oh, that channel.
I don't know. Yeah, you are there.
Yeah, they good.
Yeah, Baba, yeah, that dear na ne asuma was more ban say ko father dance. Ya chance we ya that dance.
Ya fa wo bi aduane.
Ya fa wo bi that dance. Aha.
And large prostrate.
Aha.
Ekum kote.
Oh.
E ma bi mfifie.
Yeah.
Uyefu doa.
Yeah.
Adoa.
But again, well, so let me also tell you this thing before we wrap up. We started Facebook here, and then I had a women's rights in the point. You had a mammy be friend. Ama, say yes, mammy. If I can't send the actual, wouldn't baby, I'm it. Now, I am the fruit, we are, we could have touched the baby, be very. And say, how I'm casting children. Mikuno, but the damn her. The fee in your 15 years, now me am the say, then I'm catching up.
Hey,
15 years now. Me am the say, never says answer. So, they who hope. Diabetes, my mind, a GNG. Never says that. Answer them. Mamma has a picture. You worry first, or call baby, or buy an enough company boot or bass or no, need no. Nah, or better so no. Said your papa is reacting yet to tell what children, man who said or no casa or less. Na sada not nancy being no fan no catch it and it's a match one more. It's winning. they went to the church and they forgave everything, and she was the most loving. When him the papa need to me yare so Milo no or 3 kilometers of Milo, not the 3 drops of water. And over 15 years, she was intentionally trying to get this guy to be diabetic. So much chikusiano or no one casa esa mano the uria or young quina was shedama one bedeni, and he stupidly thought to say a
reunion service.
Yare na unya and need na happen if the Diana or the man because she was a nurse. What the game na say?
Deliberate something.
And I be catching because when in the party, as I said with me in the party infidelity, then the panel to me de akuma panel what's because we hear the carbon.
Among us, I'm moving for one just how.
I'm a bonnet joe. It's in your bonnet, and your bonnet, and your bonnet.
But some man's way at them, your boss,
when you're bonia, it to be a dear yen, say, Bonino.
A bonnet mom, yes. Yes, we have fun, say, normal.
And him was here, Bema be funny, yirechi. Benye musu se Bema be funny, yirechi. Me sank you. A ferry say, Bema be funny, yirechi. But a musu se Bema be funny, a ferry and a Musu.
Then Mr. Ferry see Musu will be the Mukru.
There be ferry then Musu, ferry the new crew be more. That's the crew in your crew. Because ferry can be bravo.
Your person can be
ferry the same fat watch. A ferry, Musu. Musu. Now, O Fenech near the Chawa, Kai say young Fanchel. And Kaya,
and a dear. And a dear.
Oh, Mabel.
And a dear.
And I made some of us about fat. Or you, papa, or so for you, papa, who are you, who papa yourself. Now, dear back where to him, and never see the 8 million quabble jealous. I am yeah, the catcher was, he said, I dare not go ever fight. I dare not go ever fight. I told you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Nothing,
some in Kenya can hear my
what's he saying?
When you hit a certain number, they will take you off. The person, if you don't move the person,
no, or you do baby.
Whatever once, or buy number, and you cook. And you share Asher for.
And the sense I was a Mujai, Mujayam, Sumus, a Mutu one in Chedia. Aye. Musu na mukwa sorry pan so che.
Yeah, sorry.
They said a friend say
Makwe ginger powder is the best. And they point to me say
me discuss makwe ni na be why.
Na be very good.
Because me makwe no be awia.
Ne o makwe no obi akokwe.
Obi akokwe.
Enye mama mo nyesa.
Obi akokwe me makwe. Yeah, say go.
Makwe di obi fasisi ya.
I thought I didn't know. No, it's a whole different issue. But yeah, I have taken my time since then when I encounter men. It is best that you don't. Then for your mistake, that's it. Would you agree with you? So become
when incident happen and you do reunion. You divorce.
I have come full circle on that thing. And you many people and Nipan and Casaprano and Covet tries, and many people had a try or they chill. And yes, on fanche. Next time, Uye Bibia, no Wakaisa Adia
just imagine now, a coffee. Sabu for in 15 years. I destroy. Not so show.
No, or the whole, or say Anapa or Soria or the ruler. No, a piaco say, hey, I do. We are near the area. Hannah, when I am very what other has say, yeah, to be sorry. Yeah. When other hey, oh,
and they will carry you to the hospital and people will praise her.
Oh, what by
why are you?
Oh, sorry, I'm a panel. You say,
well, you are over bread. Before bread,
they be out one.
Yeah, over bread. I said, and
on to me, chile because I say, move a church. Yeah, who is that? I didn't see what's happening. And
they will praise them. They'll praise them for all they do.
Why are you?
And your baby and you could be 15 years or better. But one I had. Monsieur Baby, I didn't tell you. Also, be a pharmacy mouth. You will be a pharmacy mouth.
Be a pharmacy.
Sir. Almost your son, Royally. And tomorrow, Omo dia ni due a ni asise undu a yesise gu enu ma afa pharmacy. So the pharmacy.
And we Melone sugar ne hwan you or no one can strategically.
Yes.
Also yeah. Okay.
Because who say
obi a ukun kodi girl bi.
Am wa be to so.
7 years ago. Over time, why they don't 37 years? You have punished him for. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Nyakoti there.
They be so omo de omo ware omo de o. Omo am go mu nso kra nya ne de bio.
Omo ware wa na ware o. Obi sma se ware o.
Anu so no obi say no.
Ayo mo de ware o.
Because say me mba na me wo omo abonte no. Eni omo be fia ade no mamisu. Me baba chire ofie na untumi akọ.
Eno so de dokre. No ba fa bag na akọ. Be so me no ba ntra da.
Na obi ontimi ne ntina.
Ani akọ.
No way. Because said you may be a yakro fe.
No dey akọ. Na kra na oba no say abofra na oba no say onye ne maame. E do bi nka say bibi.
Ono so afa no adwen no na.
E do bi nka say bi ne nya ne fo. Ba nyansa say. Enkwala na me mu fie ha. Say na otete wo na eme fe. Enti na de owo saadwe a makogina be ka ho. Na mu mpinsa.
Pepe bi aka ho aka mu bi ka ho. Wa de.
Omo de ode ne ba pe na dwen ye ne say akwala we me ye odi kan de ahye ntim say akwala we me ye ne hwe anya ne fe.
And also
because obi ba.
Them obi kase.
Onu kro be peden, onu kro ya are.
Obi kase sachere. You are the stepmother and you will die as the stepmother. But let a child believe that I want him or her to be raised with the other children. I want them to attend the same school. I want them to eat the same food.
But by whom? Raised with the other children?
Well,
by whom?
I brought my daughter to my wife, not the mother. Keep that thing in your head. Because me, as I'm working, who has married you, you're happy in this marriage. I happen to be the firstborn of the third wife of my father. And you got me to marry me. But that child has been brought from the second woman.
Oh, no,
fighting.
They will not think that way.
Relax.
I have many things. But I mean, kind of preview.
They will not think that way.
I am an aggressive disciplinarian, right?
So anything na ukuru ehu sa ode obi aba no. When we say oye ni papa.
Me say me ba no beto me na me ye kung fu discipline. Me discipline obi basa mu nyina me bobo.
Enyo obi.
I will not.
Maybe basa wa husband wo ni mu.
Me ye ukuru me ba.
Wo na ade ba ye. Enche
me
woni omo wo ho nyina.
Yeah, be me ba.
Me am to be discipline me mana ko faka. Yeah, me am ba ni de obi ani ho.
Because me am. Me ma me wo so.
Enti say we be kan na de ne kan ho a.
So ni ba. Enkola me na wo nya wo de o.
Wo dia na me hwe ma wo.
Enti me di bia be kan say hwe ma me a wo how dey send out.
Brethren.
Sisters.
Hey, sisters. Brethren.
Sisters.
Every aggressive parenting, it was one of my factors.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, we na wo person you. We ye dear you. We ye hwan you. Wo ba. Opa bonyum. Ye de obi bia because me no. I know myself and I know said your systems here and I know say enche bebo mi tiri so be me pass
me say me ma wale be for and man ko ba abofra bi a oyo sorobofo na me ne bra be for say fane
be for tete no
hu na tete amade and be for
tete e wo de ba ye no wo de wo ho to me ne bebo mi tiri so
na de bi abo ti so why ne ba ye you see your problem and my problem ni de bia is not about the one who is leading them, it's always about them.
And as many ye bo mi tiri so
you my husband's child
but the ono no akọ ba bia akọfa na bene
ya make no one
and amanfo nka na sem
wo no de so no so na sem ye bo di tiri so na ha no ono so be hunu se de be si ahyehyɛ ne
e ba so ono no ye pani no ono kwa na ebuja no ye tiri
ai ka meti ha the end of my stepmother this and my stepmother that me obetum na many abre pa na me twa aggressive discipline but me nobody questions my discipline because they know say akwara na ready machine nia na me wo
and I will not question it because I brought them, they are my children. So our children,
and you know her as well.
These are our children. So never tell me I don't have 3 kids. I have 7 kids. But with you, we have 4. And if I mean, boy, I'm ready. Where is MFA? Yeah, you more.
We are ending Facebook for
good night. Yeah,
good night.
Not for you guys.
You told me about the stability of my.
Oh no, you baby. Am I baby here?
I didn't know. Hey.
That's la mami ya kwe go ni man na be ne yo mu.
Don't worry, man, no quick. Man, trophy, my whole day. I did call. I just walk. The dire cost you are the pity. The buy and say, yeah, go for a movement or movement. Say, anytime we hear, you know, they say, oh, your partner say, it's all more than that. So one yet, be on your puzzle now, Mawa. Ibisiane say.
Yeah, morning now, but Friday is there.
But so me and Quay.
Yeah, I call leaving in I mean, one
thank you for joining me. I'm grateful. It's a long time I saw someone give me a gift. I just saw one. Wow. You like my outfit. This is pure Obi. I'll forgive it. I'll forgive it. I'll forgive it. Makes a lot of sense. So if you have a question,
Okay.
and it's all better than
that. I'm done with my show this morning.
Because all better.
Now, Brandy, one boy.
So what could be no over? A hundred more yanty as you know.
I was saying the end, you were like a crowd, and
over.
And the guys on toy, but one.
So good night. So I want you to know that this is Marco Ginger Honey Chips. Always be the best.
No,
Marco Ginger Honey
Chips. Always
be the best. Chew and the Marco to have his powder. So this powder Marco Ginger. And if you find yourself in America or in Africa, Charlie Michael, a corner we didn't know to us, son, and we asked him the general detail. For my tia, and you go concern me.